What is up, Insaners, and welcome to our second video of the week. Now in this one, we'll talk about our team selection for the upcoming game week. We end the video with the best captain picks for the week, so make sure you watch it till the end, guys. I'm sure this will be quite an important one. Do hit the like button if you like what you see, and subscribe to the channel as well, guys, if you're new around here. We did another video a couple of days back where we spoke about the Chelsea and Man City defenses. We also covered the Wolves FPL options, discussed what to do with Antonio, and possible replacements along with the Lukaku and Ronaldo debate. So if you want to know more about all that good stuff, guys, make sure you watch that video, guys. I will add the link to that at the end of this video as well as in the video's description. With that, guys, let's get into today's video. We'll quickly cover how we did in game week 4 and then move on to our team for game week 5. Okay, week for us, we scored 74 points. Now we've come to a total of 332 points in 4 game weeks so far, and I think we can be pretty happy with that. Our ranks saw a slight increase from last week, and we're now up to 20k. Now guys, our defense really came through with clean sheets all around this week. Everyone got decent points. Shaw surprisingly was the only one player to not get a clean sheet, but he did manage to get one attacking return, guys. His first attacking return. Finally he's given an assist, and he got that from Shaw this week. Apart from that, Sanchez, White and Trent, they all got clean sheets. Now Trent had a great game and he also managed to bag an assist along with 3 bonus points, and that was huge, guys. Coming to midfield, and somewhat underwhelming, Salah scored a goal like he always does. Liverpool was pretty good against Leeds, guys, but failed to score more, and being a Jota owner, I feel I was a bit hard done by. I mean, he could have got a goal, he could have got a couple of assists, but Mane, oh my god, Mane made sure that didn't happen. It was so chaotic, it was so frustrating. That was like a bonus game for Jota, and you're disappointed that we only got a clean sheet point from him. Coming to our other players, now Rafinha started, but he had a pretty quiet game, as many would have expected against that Liverpool defense. Guys, Bernard was another one in our midfield who had a pretty average game. Now he definitely is on our chopping block for this week, as West Ham faced Man United in game week 5. Now talking about United, guys, Greenwood did manage to get an assist, but I think other than that, he didn't do much. In all of this, at least our captaincy was spot on. Now we went ahead with Cristiano Ronaldo in attack, guys. We took a hit to get him in. On the balance, guys, I did think it made a difference, especially when you compare Ronaldo with Bruno or even Salah in terms of captaincy points. He and United played okay, guys. Nothing great, but to be honest, he still managed to score 2 goals and get 3 bonus points. He got 13 points in his first United game, and things look good from Ronaldo's perspective. Our other forward was Antonio, guys, and oh my god, again he had a shocker. Didn't score or provide an assist, and he manages to get a red card. That keeps him out for game week 5, and our problems don't end. He ended up hurting our score a bit as we got a -1 from him. Not ideal, and now we have an issue to sort out. West Ham, guys, who looked pretty good so far, now has given us a couple of players in our team that might not stay for very long. With that, guys, let's talk about our team for game week 5. This is what we have right now, guys. Currently set up in a 3-5-2, but this could be a 4-5-1 or even remain a 3-5-2 depending on what kind of transfers we go in for this week. Now in goal again, it's pretty straightforward. We have Sanchez. Brighton versus Leicester, it's going to be a tricky game. Leicester have the ability to score a lot of goals, guys, but this season somehow they're kind of struggling. They're still not able to hit top form yet. Their combinations are not working yet, plus injury to Harvey Barnes, some other players coming in who were injured for a longer time. So I think that whole squad is taking a bit of time to kind of settle in and gel well, but I think they will come good ultimately. Still could be a tricky game for Brighton. I think they have conceded a lot of chances this season. They are conceding a lot of shots, which is unlike Brighton, to be very honest. So I'm not really expecting a clean sheet, but again, we're not really touching Sanchez and the transfer here. Overall, after the Leicester game, it's Crystal Palace, Arsenal, Norwich. Those are okay games. Then they have 2 tough fixtures in Man City and Liverpool. Then again, the fixtures become a bit easier with Newcastle, Villa and Leeds. So I think all in all, he's still an okay option to have. If probably you're on a wild card, you go for somebody like a Sa or even Raya. But I think he's good to go here. Now in a back 3 or a back 4 that we can play this week, the first and the most important defender right now, guys, is Trent Alexander-Arnold. He looks like a must-have defender right now. Guys, he's already created 20 chances, including 4 big chances. That is more than any other FPL player in the season right now. Scored another great haul. He scored a 12-pointer in the last game week. That is now 9 consecutive games that he scored 4+ points. Hands down, he has to be the best value player in the game. He has just 4 less points than Salah, who costs double the price. Imagine, guys, imagine the value that you're getting here. And if you don't have Trent, I mean, you have to get him. He's super, super important. And trust me, guys, if you're getting rid or if you're thinking of getting rid of Trent to fit in a premium, my advice would be do not do it. I think Trent can give you a huge haul considering Liverpool's defensive stability as well as his attacking potential. The second option that we have here is Luke Shaw. Again, there was a lot of talk before the game against Newcastle of his crossing ability, of his output in the final third, and how he can benefit Ronaldo. I think we saw a little bit of that. We saw shades of that, especially in United's second goal and Ronaldo's second goal. And this could be a season where both of them combine a lot more times, guys. In fact, he had a great game, guys. He created 4 chances, he also created 2 big chances, and he got that 1 assist. I know the lack of clean sheets have been a bit frustrating, especially if you are a Shaw owner, guys, but I think that's going to improve. I think United is going to get a lot more clean sheets, and probably for the next 2 games, which is against West Ham and Aston Villa, I think he's a hold for me. Of course, if you don't have any other options or if you don't have any other transfers to make specifically, you can go for somebody like a Reece James or even another Chelsea defender, maybe even a Man City defender that we spoke about earlier in the video. But I think till game week 7, Shaw looks fine. I think I can go for Reece James, who looks like a great move in my opinion, especially with Chelsea having such great fixtures. Also, Chelsea is a much better defensive unit than Man United, guys. I think with attacking potential that James possesses, I think that could be a great transfer, but nothing for this week. Now, third defender is Ben White. I think he'll start most games for Arsenal. I think the fixtures look really good till game week 20. Now, this week it's Burnley. The option looks a lot better, guys. Ben White as a pick looks a lot better if you look at my bench, which is Livramento against Man City. And I don't think so Livramento is going to get anything from there. In fact, Man City could score 3 to 4 goals, and I think those could be even negative points for Livramento if Southampton concede a lot of goals. I think I was pretty happy with how Ben White performed this particular week. He's a ball-playing defender, we all know that, and he really caught attention with his 3 chances that he created from the deep. I think him and Gabriel, they could really find a great partnership. They could form a wonderful partnership in the Arsenal backline, guys. And I think Ben White at that price, he looks a pretty solid pick, and he's definitely not going anywhere. I'm pretty sure Arsenal's going to get better, and we're going to get better points from Ben White. Our fourth option is Luke Ayling, guys. Now, he could feature this week if we decide to just bench Antonio. Now, Ayling, I'm pretty sure he's going to play centre back with Cooper injured and Strike suspended, and that is not ideal, guys. If he was playing as a fullback, I think the scoring potential, the attacking potential would have been a lot higher. I don't think so. He's a player who would be very effective from set pieces as well, so I think that threat is also kind of neutralized. I don't think so. It's a very high value pick this particular week. Leeds is a very attacking team, guys. They create a lot of chances, they will shoot a lot more, and you never know, Ayling just might get something from this game. Just the fact that Newcastle have been so bad defensively, guys, they have conceded so many goals. In fact, I think they're the worst defense in the league so far. I know Leeds are also leaky at the back, probably the second worst. I think they've conceded 11. But still, playing against Newcastle, who concede so many chances, who concede so many shots, who also concede big chances, I think I have the worst record for all of that stuff. I think Luke Ayling is still okay. There might be a clean sheet, might be, I'm not sure. I don't think so there'll be a clean sheet though, but there could be some attacking potential from Ayling. In terms of midfield, guys, we are either playing a 4 or a 5 in midfield. With Salah, I think he's a pretty set and forget option for this week as well. There's no need to touch him, there's no need to change him. He's a great captaincy shout as well, which we'll kind of cover a little later. Other than that, I think Greenwood also looks like a hold for another week, but we could be getting close to that point where, we have to take him out, because I think Ronaldo's introduction and his impact on Man United, that's gonna really decrease Greenwood's attacking potential. At least I believe so. I felt that Greenwood as an attacking option might have reduced impact, and we might have to transfer him out in a couple of weeks, if not immediately. I'm probably looking at replacing him in my game week 7 wildcard squad, guys. Mostly I'll be wildcarding in game week 7, and I think that is when I will be shifting out Greenwood for another midfielder. Rafinha for now looks pretty good. I know he had a pretty average game against Liverpool, but again, that quality was Liverpool, that defense was Liverpool. This is not going to be that. I think Newcastle are pretty bad in defense. They're the worst for XG and goals conceded, as I just pointed out. I think Rafinha could have a great game. There's a great chance that he can score from free kicks as well, and I think he's a very good pick for this week. Our other picks also include Jota. Now, he continues to feature this week. I don't think so Firmino returns this week, but Jota's another reason we could wildcard in Game Week 7, guys. This week it's Palace, so there's another chance for him to get something from the game. I think he had a pretty great game. He created chances. He also had a great XG, but he didn't manage to score, didn't manage to get an assist as well. But I think this week we are getting another shot. Let's take that. Probably after that is, I think, when we'll start to worry about what to do with Jota, especially when Firmino returns. For this week, it's okay, so nothing to worry about. Now, Benrahma also had a couple of blanks now, and he could make way this week, guys. We'll talk about transfer plans pretty soon, but I think there could be higher value in transferring out Benrahma instead of Antonio, who has decent fixtures. We know that he's going to start. Antonio, after he finishes that suspension, I'm pretty sure he's going to be back in the lineup. I know that there's Europa League to kind of navigate into and look after, but I think he still starts for West Ham in the Premier League. Especially if we decide to play a 4-5-1, guys, I think Benrahma would be the one to make way for another cheaper midfielder. Now coming to our forwards, and Ronaldo, my man Ronaldo, what a guy, what a player, what a move by us. Got him in our team this week, we made him our captain. It was a slight risk in terms of whether he's going to start or not, but I think I was pretty confident that he's going to start this one, and that was the case, guys. He scored a massive 2 goals, 3 bonus points, 13 points in total. That was 26 as a captain, and I think that was a major thing for us to get a green arrow this week. He's definitely not going anywhere, at least for the next couple of weeks. If we see that he is banging on goals, he's scoring too many goals, we might not even make the Lukaku switch. Let's see how things happen for this particular week, and then we can take that call. Now, our other striker is where the issue is here now, guys. Antonio is not going to feature this week. He was playing United anyway, so that was going to be a tough fixture. Now, the dilemma here is to kind of see whether we should sell him or we should hold him. We should probably bench him. And now I think let's talk about if we have to, hold him. You can easily make a case for holding Antonio, guys. Now, the next 5 fixtures are Man United, Leeds, Brentford, Everton, Tottenham. Those are not very easy fixtures though, but still, if Antonio starts in those games, there's a good potential, there's a good chance that he can score, at least in the Leeds game, who look very leaky at the back. Even Brentford, who have been a bit tight, who have not really conceded a lot of chances, but I think Antonio could bully them, could bully the defense, and he could score against Brentford as well. Everton also, again, agreed that they are a defense-first team, and Benitez really puts a lot of emphasis on defense. Antonio could break that defense. Tottenham as well, I won't really consider them as a very tough game. So I think there are potential for points here. But my worry is the West Ham fixtures that are coming very, very soon, guys. In the next couple of weeks, about 15 days, they're playing 6 games, and that is a lot. Now, especially when West Ham don't have another striker, they don't have any other striker or any other player who could play that traditional number 9 role. So that could be a worry for me. There could be some rotation in terms of Antonio. He could get some rest as well. He could come off early, probably 60-70 minutes in a Premier League game, so that he remains a bit fresh for the Europa League games as well. I generally feel, guys, if you have some other fires to put out, if you want to make some other transfers, if you're probably trying to get somebody like a Lukaku or Ronaldo for some other player, maybe you have Dominic Calvert-Lewin who's appearing to be injured right now, and you want to make that transfer, I think you can easily bench Antonio for this week, and you can at least try to keep him in your team for at least a couple of weeks, see if he's playing or not, and then jump on to other assets, probably even a Lukaku. Let's say if you don't have him, when his fixtures get really easy, and I think Antonio's get a bit tricky. Now, the other option is to sell him. You can again easily make a case for selling him as well. Flip side is that the fixtures are tough. There could be some rotation. He could also get injured. West Ham as a team might come down in terms of attacking output. Their performance might get affected because of the Europa League games, because of that whole travel, because of playing that extra game in the week. So many factors are there, guys. Again, all of this right now is only speculation. We don't know what's really going to happen. So we can just kind of paint a picture, but that could be very subjective. In any case, if you want to sell him, you can easily go for somebody like a Patrick Bamford, guys. Bamford is definitely looking like the same player from last season, based on his stats at least. I know it's a small sample size, but we'll still take that. Now, Leeds have played some tough fixtures, but still they've done okay. They've not done that bad. Yes, defensively they are very leaky. They're probably struggling really badly. I think in terms of attack, they're still a very good side. Bamford with Rafinha, I think that's going to be a really popular combination. And Bamford, guys, he is the main man. He is the main striker for Leeds, and he's going to score the maximum goals for them as well. Leeds, of course, have better fixtures, much better fixtures than West Ham, especially in the longer run. So you can easily get him. You won't have to make this move, or you probably won't have to activate the wild card to get in Bamford because you would already have him in your team. The other transfer that you can go for is Raul Jimenez, guys. Again, we've kind of spoken about how Wolves are as a team, what are the different options in our last video. So if you want a detailed explanation, make sure you check that out. But I think in case if you want to take a bit of a risk, if you don't want to do this popular Bamford move, because I think most of the people with now DCL being out, I think are gonna do that Bamford switch, especially when they are planning to get Antonio out of their teams, in case if the switch is not to someone like a Ronaldo or a Lukaku. So if you want to take a transfer which is a bit differential, you are okay taking a bit of a risk, you have that appetite, and you're okay if that move fails. So I think Raul Jimenez is also a punt worth taking, guys. I think Wolves have shown intent. They are a great attacking side, at least that's what it's appearing to be. The underlying numbers are great. Yes, they've not scored enough goals, so that might be a worry. Especially Jimenez, he's not scoring. He's taken a lot of shots. He's shown that he has, of course, he has the potential. He's shown that to us in the past. He just needs that one goal, guys. And as soon as I think that goes in, his confidence is going to come back and he can be a great option, especially with Wolves having such brilliant fixtures in a longer run. So if you want to go safe, go Bamford. If you want to go long term, go Bamford. I think long term could also be Jimenez, but I think the differentiation here is safer or riskier. Safer is Bamford, but if you're okay taking a risk, go for Jimenez. Now guys, the other transfer that we're talking about could be Benrahma out, and in this case, we bench Antonio, we take that chance, we keep him for the next set of fixtures, and we take out Benrahma. Now there are a couple of options to go for, but I think Ismaila Sarr is probably the one standing out right now. Again, he's currently in the top 10 in terms of shots on target, chances created, touches in the box as well, and he's about to play the 3 worst defenses in the Premier League right now, guys, and that too in a row. He's playing Norwich, then he's playing Newcastle, and then he's playing Leeds. So I'm just saying, he could be a great option. He could get some returns in the shorter run, and then probably you can wildcard. You can use your wildcard, you can transfer him out. He's at that price where you have some options as well. So it's not that you'll be stuck with Sarr, especially when he's not performing. You can easily switch him out for another player. Now there are a couple of other options as well in that price range in the form of Demarai Gray. You also have Traore, Trincao, etc. But I think I'm the most convinced with Sarr. Again, I know that he's not done much in the last couple of weeks, but I still feel he has the most potential, or is the highest potential to do well in that Watford team. He could also be on penalties. He is the team's talisman, guys. I'm sure a lot of attacking output is going to go through him. I know a lot of people are probably ignoring this particular move because it's not very fancy. And it could be a great differential, guys, which a lot of people are not really catching up to. Now, this was a transfer plan, guys. This was our current team for Game Week 5. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know what kind of transfer moves are you doing. Do you have Antonio in your team? And if you do, what are you doing with him? Are you keeping him or are you selling him? What kind of replacements are you looking at? Do let me know in the comments below. Now let's talk about the captain picks, guys. I think this week also we have a couple of standout options, especially the premium ones. Guys, we have Mo Salah who's facing a Crystal Palace side. Palace have looked a bit lost in terms of any strategy or any sort of formation, any sort of movement going forward. But I think with some new signings that have come in, I think that's going to change a bit. Defensively, they're still okay. They're not conceding a lot of shots. They're not conceding a lot of chances as well. They've tried to keep it tight. Again, the Chelsea game was a bit of an outlier. But in general, I think they've played okay. But this is a Liverpool team that we're talking about, guys. We're talking about Mo Salah, who's just scored a 100 Premier League goal. I think his confidence through that is going to be sky high. He's hungry for more. We know that he's going to score a lot more goals. Main attacking threat. We all know that, right? So I think he's a great option to go for. He's still a very good fantasy option. He's been scoring goals. He's also on pens. I don't think so there are any red marks when you consider Salah for the captaincy, guys. I think he's going to be the most popular option. So if you want to play safe, if you are going to play safe, if you don't want to take a lot of chances, I think you can go Salah. He's going to score points and I think he'll do well this week. Now guys, another very popular captaincy option, just because of the name, just because he's Ronaldo, guys. I think he is going to be very popular this week as well. Yes, the game is against West Ham. West Ham could be a tricky team. Defensively, they've not really been that strong since last season. They have a couple of very attacking defenders, but I think in terms of the clean sheet potential, it's not very high. And Ronaldo, guys, he can score in any situation. He can score against any team. We've seen that. And he could also be a great captaincy option if you don't want to go with the safer Salah pick. There is absolutely no doubt in my mind that he's not going to start this game. And I think with all the buzz around with how United played in the first game, I think he could do well in this week as well. Now, if you don't have Ronaldo, or if again you by chance don't want to go for Ronaldo, you can also go for Bruno Fernandes, who again we saw didn't get too affected in terms of how United were playing and how United were accommodating Ronaldo. I think Bruno did manage to get a great goal. Again, that's not going to happen every week. But in terms of the link-up play between Ronaldo and Bruno, guys, I think Bruno could get a lot more assists this season. He has a lot more creative potential. Again, keeping that penalties and keeping that free kick discussion aside, because most of us kind of are thinking that that is going to be given to Ronaldo. But I still feel Bruno, without the penalties, as he's done so far. He scored 4 goals. He's the top scorer in the league right now, and he's not scored a penalty. He's not scored even a single penalty in those 4 goals. So that really shows that he can score goals without penalties as well. He's also a great option. He's also a safer option. I think his ownership is also pretty high, and a few people, or in fact a lot of people, might just go a bit safer, might think that he might be the safer out of him and Ronaldo, and might take him as their captain. A great alternative if you don't want to go Ronaldo or Salah. In case if you don't want to target these top 3 picks for this particular week for captaincy, you can also go for somebody like a Romelu Lukaku, who's an alternate captain choice this week. I know he's playing Tottenham, I know they've kept clean sheets, but Tottenham's defense hasn't really given a lot of confidence. They have conceded a lot of chances. Their XG is also pretty high, and they've been kind of lucky to get those clean sheet points as well. And I think there's a high chance that Tottenham concedes in this game, guys. And I'm betting on it, I'm really betting on it, that it has to be Lukaku who scores at least 1 in this game against Tottenham. If you're in the market for a new striker, and if you are getting somebody like a Patrick Bamford against a Newcastle side who are very, very bad defensively, I think it would also be a great differential captain choice, guys. I know most of the people are not going to consider him as a captain pick, but Bamford against Newcastle, I think that could be a great score. I know not a lot of confidence has been set into people, especially with his performances so far. But again, it's a high risk, high reward move, right? If you are okay, if you are ready to take that risk, you should also be ready to lose out on points if the other players haul and Bamford blanks. At the same time, the rank gain could be massive, guys. The rank gain that you get from a Bamford huge haul, maybe a couple of goals, maybe a brace, maybe an assist as well, I think that could help you gain a lot more than going for somebody like a Ronaldo, Bruno, or even Mo Salah. So if I have to rank all the captaincy picks in terms of the safer or the most popular one, I think Salah would be my number 1 pick, Ronaldo would be second, and Bruno Fernandes would be third. In terms of alternate choices, I think I would go with Romelu Lukaku as number 1, and then Patrick Bamford as a second option. So that'll be all from my side, guys. I really hope you'll find this video helpful in setting up your final team for Game Week 5. Make sure you hit the like button, guys, if you liked our team selection video. Please consider subscribing to the channel as well. We won't be able to do a deadline stream this week, but we will be available on Instagram and Twitter before the deadline, guys. So make sure you drop in your questions or any queries you guys have. All the best to all FPL managers. Enjoy your week, and I'll see you in Saners next time.